Bitcoin represents the debasement of fiat currency for this reason. Theft of energy and time expressed in monetary form is known as fiat debasement. For that reason, whenever I see a Bitcoin chart, I feel compelled to respond to the question, how bad is this monetary debasement thing? My advice is to check out a Bitcoin chart. Something like that, which appears to have vanished like a hockey stick. You may think of it as the debasement of money held in another medium. In other words, Bitcoin is completely at odds with everything we've been discussing. There is no way to alter this monetary policy. It's both a distributed ledger with a fixed supply of money and a system that defies centralized authority. Money is more than a physical commodity or a numerical value. It also represents the investment of mental and physical resources. Working hard and dedicating ourselves pays off in the form of the skills we gain, the time we invest, and the tools we use. Energy and time can be stored and exchanged through money. Fiat currencies, such as the US dollar, are not without their flaws and restrictions. Our wealth is at the mercy of the powerful when central banks print money carelessly, leading to devaluation and inflation. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is a great alternative to currency in terms of value preservation since it is based on the same principles as energy and time. You can only buy so many Bitcoins and is not under the authority of any one entity. In a recent interview with Podcasters, Strike's founder and CEO Jack Mallers talks about Bitcoin's monetary policy and the future of money. Jack explains his reasoning behind Bitcoin and the hidden relationship between time, energy, and money, protecting one's wealth against inflation. And the traditional financial system's instability is possible with Bitcoin adoption. Moving toward Bitcoin is more than simply a change in money. It signifies a sea change in the way we understand and handle wealth in the contemporary era. Getting a better grasp on money is, in my opinion, where it's just to start. To me, money is only an abstract representation of the time and energy we put into something. What I mean is that you can earn money by doing this podcast. In return, I'll run Strike and give you some cash. You repair windshields and mow lawns. You earn money by driving someone else's car. Thus, monetary value is the market good that represents all of our societal contributions. Its purpose is to seize our time and energy for the purpose of saving or exchanging it. I see. You can't just walk out to eat and announce, hey everyone, I just recorded a podcast. After this podcast, I'll put down 2 bets. What on earth are they? That is not what I desire. I thought it was called bartering. Wasn't it? In order to grow the economy and eliminate the need for bartering, and let us hone in on a certain niche, like podcasting. While a podcast may not be directly related to food, petrol, or groceries, it is directly related to money. Finally, the market good representing abstracted energy and time is money. Let us now mentally go through what would happen if, for instance, I were to invest my time and effort into wheat. Then I get wheat after spending the day doing whatever it is that I'm doing. Would you believe that wheat is being used as currency? How valuable is it? Staying the course and preserving for the future? The fact that it will spoil and get moldy and stale is terrible, since then the wheat would be worthless, right? Bread goes bad for everyone. Then, what value does that exchange currency have? Is it possible to ship that wheat to Europe using my cell phone? So it's a powerful idea to view money as a means to capture your time and energy, rather than just a piece of paper or something. Your government or whatever orders you to use, compare it to the US dollar afterwards. Your time and effort are being devalued indirectly by a government that can issue its own money and debase it. Are you sure that's clear? Sure thing. Because it involves taking the time and energy of the entire population. From the future, the power of a government to borrow its own money is, in my view, the closest thing we've ever seen to time travel. It's maddening. By promising to repay the debt at a later date, you are essentially stealing from the future. I've invested time and effort into this planet, and every time the US government prints a dollar, it devalues me and my life. It's as malevolent as time travel. What? But I'll take it. Now that my US dollars are worth less, my value has decreased as well. Therefore, the concept that you have a fixed value currency cannot be debased. Because of this, the holder and the energy and time invested in holding it cannot be devalued. When it comes to preserving our time and energy, the most potent concept is that it resides outside of the purview of a government, a political party, a corporation, or any individual. Additionally, you would need to consider the evolution of currency. From a historical perspective, you aim to come as near as possible, correct? Digital currency. I think we've found the best possible use for our time and effort together up until this point. It was gold at one point. Yes, why? Why? because certain chemical mixtures bring us quite near. Finding more gold and focusing our efforts on it is more challenging than finding more silver or copper. Plus, most individuals see real estate as a safe haven where they can put their money, time, and effort. Why? Reason being, additional land cannot be printed at this time. That being said, it still doesn't exclude the printing of additional real estate. One day they will construct a skyscraper in Manhattan that is 1,000 floors tall. So far, we've looked for vehicles that are comparable in terms of time and energy, and Bitcoin, in my view, Satoshi and Bitcoin is the most suitable tool for the job of money, that is, for storing and exchanging one's time and energy. I dare everyone listening to investigate statistics like the average year of marriage. It's mind-boggling. The proportion of people who buy their own home. Everything is going wrong. For instance, the traditional wedding dates were 22 or 23. About the ages of 32 or 33 nowadays, everyone gets married. Living longer is becoming less common. Property ownership is declining. No longer are marriages lasting. It takes more time and energy to live a life you're content with, according to all these measurements. Your dad could have saved enough to buy a house in 2.5, 3, 4, or 5 years. A home purchase now requires a person to put in 20, 30, 40, even 50 years of work. They remain identical individuals. Again, viewing money as an abstracted form of time and energy, debasing it makes it more difficult to maintain a sustainable lifestyle. Society suffers as a result. It's a terrible, evil thing to do too. Take from people what you mean. They're taking the energy and time of the general public. It's just going to take more time and energy to have the life you need when the cost of groceries, McDonald's, or whatever it is you order doubles, and gas prices do the same. I believe Bitcoin to be an example of monetary debasement because of this rationale. Theft of energy and time expressed in monetary form is known as fiat debasement. The question then becomes, how bad is this monetary debasement thing? When one looks at a Bitcoin chart and thinks, wow, this theft of time and energy from the populace seems really bad, my advice is to check out a Bitcoin chart. When money debases and is recorded in another instrument, it appears as though something has gone like a hockey stick. In other words, Bitcoin is completely at odds with everything we've been discussing. There is no way to alter this monetary policy. It is both a distributed and resistant network and a fixed supply currency. The expression of anything that is centrally planned and subject to modification by politicians is accompanied by massive printing of related policies. All of it is contained in here, so that's another truly lovely aspect of Bitcoin. Energy and time are the universal currencies, but anyway, yep. The problem with money in the past was that anyone could print it. The universe's money is energy. When you step back and look at humanity as a whole, our capacity to commercialize solar energy is truly what stands out. That's why our species will progress and thrive as we become better at commercializing solar energy. And it's simply a forward-thinking approach to creating a better world through engineering. And that's via directing and selling energy. Thus, you will use it if you can print energy and save it for yourself. That, one could argue, is incredibly cruel and terrible of that person. One may also argue that this is typical of humans. Once someone gets their hands on something valuable, they will do whatever it takes to keep it for themselves. These are only incentives. Yeah, that's right. In my opinion, it's what people mean when they claim that Bitcoin is decentralized. The word is overused, and I despise it. In my view, Bitcoin is a distributed ledger. Bitcoin, in my view, is all about the fact that no one can tap into the power.